Hi, and thanks for tuning in. My name is Michael Cowett, and I'll be on your ballot seeking a full term on the Kingston Elementary School Committee. I'm running because I have a strong desire to serve our community by making a positive impact on the quality of education that Kingston students receive. My experience with education policy began in college. While studying at Harvard, I served on 2 committees that brought together faculty, students, and administrators to ensure that the college was setting rigorous, realistic expectations and providing the appropriate support to everyone so that those expectations were met. After graduating, I worked for a nonprofit group dedicated to better government and fiscal responsibility. Given how large a percentage of taxpayer dollars are devoted to schools, that organization's work frequently touched on education issues, and I saw firsthand how hard towns have it trying to get adequate, timely funding for all their education-related needs. More recently, I've gained experience as a teacher, serving as both a long-term and daily substitute in Pembroke, and I know that perspective will prove very helpful. My wife, Sarah, is a teacher in Pembroke as well. As a member of the school committee, I'll look to use what I've learned to ensure that standards are clear, demanding, and attainable, that parents, teachers, and administrators have the tools they need to prepare children for success, and that Kingston taxpayers can be sure their money is being used efficiently and appropriately. These goals may sometimes come into conflict, but I see it as the school committee's primary purpose to achieve balance among the needs of all the overlapping groups who make up a school district, while remembering that student learning must always be our main focus. I look forward to using my knowledge and experience to work with the other school committee members and to achieve that balance as best as possible. I ask for your support on Saturday, April 29th for me, Michael Cowett, to serve our community on the Kingston Elementary School Committee. Thank you.
That's it.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Benassi, and I am running for my 3rd term as library trustee. I have to say that I have loved every minute of the last 6 years being a library trustee. But a lot of people ask me, what does a library trustee do? First of all, it's not a paid position. The board consists of 6 other people who, along with the director of library, meet the first Tuesday of every month at 7:15. Usually we meet at the library. The meetings, of course, are posted and are public, so all are welcome to attend. Some of the duties of the Board of Library Trustees are the responsibility and overseeing for all monies appropriated by the town for the library usage, and all monies or property received by the town by gift or bequest for library usage. The Board of Library Trustees also establishes written policies governing library activities and services, including a policy for the selection of library materials and the use of library materials and facilities, which is in accord with the current standards of the American Library Association. Why do I want to be a library trustee? The library holds a special place in my heart and life. When I was able to venture out on my own, I'd walk to the library via the railroad tracks behind my house. At that time, the library was the Frederick C. Adams Public Library, situated in front of the Reed Community Building. I stayed there for hours perusing the shelves looking for books to take home. The problem was I could only take a few books home because I had to carry them back home. 3 years ago, the Adams Center Trustee Board was established, and the founders of the board asked for a library trustee representative to become a member of that board. Because I have a deep connection and love for the Frederick C. Adams building, I volunteered to be that representative. As you may or may not know, the Adams Center has been renovated and designated to be the cultural center for the town of Kingston. The Adams Center Board of Trustees' mission is to create within this beautiful building a diversified cultural center for the residents of Kingston to enjoy. It has been an arduous process to establish this task and has involved a lot of hard work on behalf of the Adams Center trustees to get the ball rolling in this regard. But it has been a very rewarding experience for me as a library trustee. One of my main focuses is to stay the liaison for the Adams Center so that I can be involved in growing a premier cultural center focused at the old Frederick C. Adams Library. So, I am humbly asking you to vote for me, Kathleen Benassi, to help me continue this very important purpose. On April 29, 2017, please put a check mark next to my name, Kathleen Benassi, for Library Trustee. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Matthew Donahue, and I am running for a seat on the Board of Trustees at the Kingston Public Library. I have been a proud resident of Kingston for all of my 18 years. I will be graduating from Silver Lake later this spring and will begin attending the University of Massachusetts Boston this fall. My family and I are frequent users of the Kingston Public Library and very much respect and appreciate all of the hard work done by its staff. A public library is an integral part of any community. Libraries bring the same opportunities and access to information to all who visit them at no charge. They serve people from all walks of life and allow them to stay abreast of what is going on in the town, in the state, and around the world. The Kingston Public Library has, for me, always been a place of discovery and wonder, where I could always find whatever I sought and learn whatever I wanted to know. From when I attended story time with Mrs. Enriquez as a toddler, to when I was searching for sources for my research papers as a senior in high school, the library has always been a source of intellectual and even emotional support. Now that I am older and have the chance to give back to this place and its people who have done so much for me, I would like the opportunity to do just that. This is certainly an exciting time for the Kingston Public Library, a time of growth and change. With consideration underway for a new building project, now is a better time than ever to bring in and develop new programs, cultural offerings, and opportunities for fundraising. I have visited many other libraries in the Old Colony Library Network and have seen firsthand some of the programs these libraries offer. I believe many of these programs would be of interest to Kingston residents and could expand the appeal of the library to new users both young and old. Younger users could enjoy events like author talks geared toward their age groups, holiday and seasonal themes and events, and people of all ages could enjoy events like a community spelling bee. Fundraising opportunities like car washes or bake sales could help defray any library expenses. I would love the opportunity to be a part of this board and help the Kingston Public Library to become not just a bigger building, but a bigger part of the fabric of this town. Thank you for your consideration, and I hope to earn your vote on April 29th.
My name is Vanessa Vercade. I'm running for re-election for library trustee. My family has lived in Kingston since 1993, and we've raised 2 sons here. I have my master's degree in library and information science from Simmons College in Boston. In 2001, my passion and background led me to run for library trustee after being appointed to fill a vacancy on the library board. I'm currently serving as chair. Over the years that I have served on the board, I'm most proud that through the recent recession, Kingston never lost its library certification through the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners. We continued to provide the town with top-notch library services and access to the Old Colony Library Network. In my time in Kingston, we've witnessed great changes in the town and also in public library use and services. In 1993, Kingston had only Plymouth and Brockton bus service to Boston. Since then, the train service started and the population has grown and the demographics have changed. I hope you know and use your public library. We have a great staff, and those who know the library know and love our staff. The library, well, public libraries everywhere are evolving. In 1993, it was the birth of the World Wide Web. Now the library is not just a warehouse for a collection of books, but a community space for recreation, learning, and exploration. To think about when young children learn to read and realize they can go anywhere and be anyone while reading. It's lovely to see parents and grandparents bring small children for story time or to pick out books and bring them home. Our library has computers and internet connections and printers for the public to use. We have librarians trained in research to help library users find the right information without wasting tons of time fishing on the internet. And in this time of information overload, we can all use some assistance to help evaluate information sources for accuracy and usefulness. Unfortunately, we face many challenges at our library. What Kingston has for a library is a 40-year-old telephone company building that was renovated into a library 23 years ago. Now that building needs some major maintenance and expansion to serve our community's library needs adequately. In 2012, the Selectmen appointed a Library Needs Assessment Committee, which I had the opportunity to serve on. Based on the final report of that committee outlining the library needs and approval from town meeting, we applied for and got a library planning and design grant from the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners to look at how we might plan a building that could meet what Kingston needs for library services. In August 2014, the Selectmen appointed a Library Building Study Committee to implement the grant, which I was fortunate enough to chair. That committee determined that the location of our current library is great, but there is little to be done with the structure on that site. Currently, we have an application in with the state for a matching grant to build a new library at 6 Green Street. When we learn whether we receive the grant, the next step will be a town meeting vote and a town ballot vote to go forward with the project. Whatever the outcome, we need to address the needs of our community in terms of adequate library services and adequate space to provide them. If elected, I will do my best to work with all concerned toward these goals. Again, my name is Vanessa Vercade, and I'm very committed to finding ways to keep our library, the Kingston Public Library, a source of pride for our community.
Hello, my name is Peter Bonsack, and I'm running for Selectman. I'm a veteran, a father of 3 sons, and a grandfather of 6 grandchildren, with another grandchild due any day now. I've been volunteering in the town of Kingston for over 10 years. Currently, I serve on the Capital Planning Committee. I have served as chairman on the Permanent Building Committee, the Town Government Implementation Committee, and the Kingston Republican Town Committee. I have also served on the Audit Committee, the GATRA Advisory Board, the Wage and Personnel Board, and the Local Historic District Study Committee. Last September, I won the Republican primary for state representative, and in November, although I didn't win the election, I received 40% of the votes, running against a 10-year incumbent, and over 2,600 votes came from Kingston. I would like to ask the people of Kingston who had enough faith in me to vote for me to be their state representative to please consider voting for me to be your selectman. Most people agree with me that we need to have real, conservative, transparent people on our governing board that will represent the residents of Kingston in all matters, not their own agendas. It's time we took control of the overspending that the town of Kingston has been doing for years. With the real estate taxes climbing at an alarming rate, with fees being raised to keep up with other towns, and within the next few years, a possibility of getting a $9 million police station, a $15 million library, and a $15 million sewer expansion will make living in Kingston unaffordable. The town of Kingston has had a hiring freeze for over 2 years, yet we've had a lot more employees on the book now than when the hiring freeze started. The backroom deals that are still going on that the public have no idea about is shameful. We should not be having one member of the Board of Selectmen overseeing and making decisions on every aspect of what goes on in town. But we do, and that needs to change. Within the past year, the town of Kingston has had too many controversial issues with the police department, the fire department, and even some members of the Board of Selectmen that has cast a dark shadow on the town of Kingston. We need leaders that will not ignore issues that need immediate attention. I will bring the transparency that residents deserve, as well as more community involvement in town government back to Kingston. I'm a pretty direct, common sense person. I applaud anyone that will stand up and run for office, but I believe in term limits. One candidate has been a selectman for 12 years. One candidate is married to a police officer that works in Kingston, and if voted in, will not be able to vote on any police matters, which will only leave 3 selectmen to vote because we already have 1 selectman that can't vote on police matters. One candidate was voted out of office after 1 term 4 years ago, back when the Board of Selectmen was considered the most dysfunctional board ever seen. These are facts and should be considered when voting. But unfortunately, local town politics is just a popularity contest, rather than voting for a person who is right for the job. Please help me change that. You can help out by allowing me to put a lawn sign on your property or hold a sign at a standout. Please contact me at peter@peterbonsec.com, or you can text or call me at 774-313-9685. On April 29th, please put a check next to Peter Bonsack for Selectman. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Joe Kasner, and I'm here because I want to be your next selectman, and I would like to tell you why. I have lived in Kingston for nearly 20 years and also have a well-established business, Crystal Clear Pools, in town. My wife Laura and I live on Pembroke Street, and my mother Jean also resides there in an in-law apartment that I built for her. I have 3 adult daughters, all employed in the field of education, and 4 grandchildren who call me Papa. I have a strong background in community service, as I have spent over 13 years on our health board, many years as chairman. I have also served on our rent control board for over 8 years and am a former member and chairman of our Board of Selectmen. This service has also included terms on the Ball Field Committee, the Master Plan Committee, the Police Station Committee, and the Recycling Committee. Recently, I have been helping out on the Planning Board as an auxiliary member when needed. I have been a member of the Elks for over 30 years, as well as the Lions Club, where I serve both as treasurer and Santa Claus. I have also been a strong supporter of the KYSO Youth Sports Organization and our Scout troops. My membership in the Kingston Business Association keeps me in touch with many business professionals in our community. I tell you of these services in hopes that you will appreciate the vast experience that I have obtained over these years. I have always worked in a respectful manner when handling any situation and strive to find the best solution for any request or situation that has been presented to me. Experience has shown me that in public service, you must be a good listener and have a strong ability to work with others if you are to be successful. I have watched our community grow over these past years, and I believe we have all the resources we need in place to be successful. My goals as selectman would include working to bring into our community smart growth initiatives that contribute to our tax base with low impact on services, encouraging business and economic development at every opportunity, working with the Council on Aging to develop more programs for our seniors, and supporting our schools that they may continue to perform at the exceptional level they're currently at. I firmly believe that the results of this election will speak to the kind of community we want to be, and that is why I am respectfully asking for one of your 2 votes on April 29th. Please vote for me, Joe Kasner, Board of Selectmen. Thank you very much.
I would like to take a moment to thank PAC TV for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself to the voters of Kingston. My name is Peter Johnson, and I am running for the Kingston Board of Selectmen. I am an attorney and a lifelong resident of the South Shore. As a resident of Kingston, I believe that it is our job to ensure that our children and future generations continue to have a safe and healthy community to enjoy. As a citizen of our community, I believe that every decision we make must be financially sound, environmentally sensitive, and take into account the needs of our community. I believe that it is our job as voters to ensure that our teachers, police officers, and firefighters have the tools and resources that they require to perform their jobs, keeping our citizens safe and ensuring that our children are prepared for the future. I believe it is our obligation to provide a brighter future for the next generation of Kingston residents. This stems from the commitment exhibited by my parents when I was growing up. My father, Bill Johnson, has dedicated his career to the Silver Lake community as a science teacher, women's track coach, men's soccer coach, and ultimately athletic director, while my mother, Laurie Johnson, lent her skills to our community by serving as school nurse at the Kingston Intermediate School. I believe that civil improvement expenditures such as the new public library expansion and new police station are vital investments in our future. However, we must ensure that we are making wise investments, which will enrich the lives of our community members while having as little impact as possible on our environment and the vital services provided by our schools and public safety departments. Furthermore, I truly believe that the town of Kingston is our community. Thus, it is important that whomever we elect to our local government listen to our ideas and concerns before making decisions on our behalf. If elected, I will welcome my neighbors' opinions and thoughts in order to ensure that everyone in our community has a voice in our government. My name is Peter Johnson, and I thank you for this opportunity.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Lenatra, and I would like to be your next selectman. I thank PAC TV for this opportunity to introduce myself. I have been a resident of Kingston since 1999. I am married and have 4 children. 2 graduated from Silver Lake High School, and 2 are attending the Kingston Intermediate School. I have been very involved with their education, serving on the Principals Council as well as coaching their town sports teams. As a selectman, my goal will be to be a good representative and leader for our town, for our present and future generations. For the past 7 years, I have served as the Commissioner on the Recreation Commission. I also serve on the Community Preservation Committee, and I am a trustee on the Affordable Housing Trust. I volunteer for Meals on Wheels as well as a volunteer at the Council of Aging. I was recently honored to receive the Local Hero Award from the South Shore Community Action Council. I am informed and aware of the current needs of Kingston and feel that my dedication and my experience will help me lead my community into the most effective manner. I will tackle issues as they come up and be part of the solution. I am willing to speak up on issues and understand how vital it is in reaching an informed decision. Another goal I have is to be proactive in encouraging other qualified individuals to become involved. There are many vacancies that need to be filled on various boards and committees in town. I would like to assist in improving the flow of information to the residents of our town to have strong working relationships with other boards and committees. As one of your selectmen, I pledge to work in the most effective manner toward the common good of the town while staying mindful of the financial and future impact. Your vote for me on April 29th will allow me to use my knowledge and dedication to work with all of you to improve our community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sandy McFarland, and it has been my honor to be your representative on the Board of Selectmen for 12 years. Kingston has seen a lot of changes in that time, and I am pleased to have been part of the growth and success of this town. Being a selectman carries with it an extraordinary responsibility that isn't just carrying out over 20 different Mass General laws, but doing so to the benefit of all of you, the residents and businesses in town. On the Board of Selectmen, issues are rarely black and white, so the art of listening, finding common sense solutions, and yes, compromise are all equally important during our deliberations. Legal authority, setting policy, land regulation, financial concerns, and the oversight of the defense and safety of this town depend on decisions that are made by your Board of Selectmen. I take each and every one of these very seriously, and be assured that every decision that I've made is based on evidence and research into every topic that comes before the board. Representation on related boards is also expected of a selectman. To that end, I am the Selectmen's representative on the Renewable Energy Grant and Loan Opportunities Committee, have been chairman of 2 other committees, and have served as a representative on a regional task force. I wouldn't spend so much of my own time working for this town if I didn't believe that we can make a difference here. Despite what others may say, we are a financially stable town, as we have achieved and kept the outstanding bond rating of AA for several years and AA+ for the last 2 years. To assure the healthy future of all of our public buildings, we've hired a facilities manager who has already found cost savings measures and solutions for much needed repairs. By these preemptive and proactive measures, we save tax dollars. With the help and support of the new Information Technology Director, who recently got us a grant of $88,000 to replace our outdated telephone systems, more cost savings measures are in our future. Efficiencies in Town Hall, including cross-training for employees and the review of new software systems, assure better service and speed up the permitting process for all of us. On the horizon, we have 2 very promising commercial projects that will greatly enhance our business community, offer local jobs, and increase revenue for the town without placing a great burden on services. As a resident in Kingston, I am very proud of our accomplishments, very proud of our outstanding schools, and the fact that we are financially on track. Our future is bright. That is, if we continue to be committed to the success of this town. Now that depends on you and me if I get reelected. I can assure you that I will continue to work very hard to this end. I look forward to doing so, and am asking for your vote on April 29th. Again, thank you. I'm Sandy McFarland.